Okay, it started. Hi YouTube, I'm Swati. I am a UX designer in her late 20s. Here on YouTube to kind of take my learning really seriously, because what happens is just because there's a deadline to work and there's deadline to other stuff that you have to do for people, everything else takes priority over learning. And I think this is the time to really observe and learn, read, and not only that, but we should be able to think and make our own thoughts around everything that we've learned. We should be able to match different thoughts from different professions, or I should say subjects. Actually, that's the right word, subjects. And we should be able to connect these dots and put things together, and also not end at that, but use it to build something. I'm looking at this as a platform where I am accountable. So I have a set date for me to post a particular video. So I have to finish my reading material before that. And I have to give that reading material a thought. So maybe make a mind map out of it or process that reading material basically. And if I can share that much, and then eventually I will be using these or everything I've learned, the tidbits, and building something. This is the real idea of being here on YouTube. Also, my intention with this is to take this into Discord or Sublime Chat, any of that, where we can have a two-way conversation about the topics that we're talking about. I have tried to self-learn from the month of January, and we're 6 months in, and yeah, and we haven't met our personal curriculum timetables. So I hope that this will get me to drive that. Okay, maybe it's been a long time I post a video, so I have to finish my reading material and post a video. So yeah, and I also have a plan on how I'm going to go through this, and I want to take you through that. Yeah, so I hope you like the plan. I hope you like what you see, and I hope you want to join along. I want to get really good at finding problems and solving it. Okay, as generic as this sounds, I've done this mostly in the digital context, like anything related to applications, websites, and those kind of stuff, right? But I want to solve problems whose result is not an application, because you genuinely don't need another application at this time, right? So I want to get better at that. So I think this is that. I've also tagged this as business because, okay, you find a problem, you solve it, right? And you make like a case study on it. But that's just old. Now we can execute it. The problem with most of us is that we don't execute our ideas, right? And then it just pops off and jumps to another person, and the other person's executing it. And then you are always thinking, oh, I thought of this like 2 years ago, I thought of this 3 years ago. But that doesn't count, right? Right now you have an idea, and you have to have the boldness to execute that idea. So that's the step I'm going to take under this section, and I want to be able to take you along in that process. In the beginning of the year, I was just thinking about this problem about rest, okay? And I was just thinking about how, if we think of rest, let's say I have 30 minutes or 40 minutes at hand before I step into my next engagement, or this the next thing that's going to come, right? Either it's going to be scrolling, or if I have a little more time, like probably 30-40 minutes, then I'm just going to think of Netflix, right? Which is a good thing, okay? But I feel like we haven't tried enough hobbies to know that this is what gives us rest. There are different other ways to actively rest, so we haven't even tried other things, right? So if this is the only thing we have tried, either scrolling or watching some sort of long form content on Netflix, Hotstar, YouTube, whatever, if that's the only thing that is there, then you see there's a problem there, right? That we haven't tried anything else for our brain to even suggest, and then we think how uninteresting our life is, or like how we are not able to like get out of this doom scrolling rut, or like watching Netflix. And when we are sad, we try to wallow, and we don't even wallow really, like we just switch on a show and numb ourselves, right? I feel like we have to try enough things to understand that at the state of rest, our brain can give us some suggestions. If we don't try enough things, it's not giving us any suggestions other than Netflix. So here is where I think I gained an understanding that people do need to have hobbies, or at least experiment with a couple of things, so that they can build on one thing eventually. Or just experiment for the rest of your life. If you just tried everything, if you just tried pottery, crochet, horse riding, running, just anything, like pick a ball, whatever, right? Music instruments, some instruments that you want to pick, or if you think you want to repair a bike and then you want to figure out how that works, figure out the mechanisms of a bike, these are all hobbies, right? And for example, there's this really beautiful show called Residence on Netflix. I would vouch for this show. It's one of my favorite shows. It's called Residence. It's a female detective-led murder mystery, and it's super funny. And you can consistently see that the protagonist is explained through her quirk of journaling, and also her hobby. That is bird watching. She explains tough scenarios in her life, and she tries to break it down and explain it into a bird language that everybody can understand, and these are things that just adds to our personality, right? So I genuinely believe everybody should have like good hobbies that they are, on a daily basis in touch with. If we don't experiment, we will never be suggested that hobby when we are actually needing it. So experiment with hobbies. That's one thing I wanted to, that's one prominent thought that I had when it came to starting a business this year, is I wanted to solve one of these problems. The second chain of thought that I was thinking of is about going out. I know, being a Bangalorean, I know what most going out scenes is. It's either clubbing or it's either eating food. It's okay to go out and try out a new restaurant, but if that's the only thing you're doing again and again and again, or movies, these are the probably top three things. I and my friends also go out to, I don't club. I mean, I don't go out DJ nights, and I hate it. But if my friends are going and there's a party, then probably for some time. But I don't like it as much. Food and movies. That's a very bad scene. If that's a good thing, if that's one of the many things you do. But if that's the only thing, time and again, girl, we need to get new things. We need to get new things to do. It's both problems. That is the sense of not having a hobby and then not having as much community around has really bothered me. I created this studio called Fearfully Done, and I'm running it. It's been a very interesting experience. It's been on for the last 3-ish to 4 months. Right now I'm just running a leather journal making workshop, and I've had so much fun. I've met so many new nice people. We've sold out a couple of times, and then it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. I know I've got the biggest dopamine hit by making these journals, and and everybody who's come in and made these journals with me, they have had the best of times. They've had the best of time, and I really felt so good after conducting these workshops. It's very tiring to conduct workshops, and specifically with the kind of materials that I have to carry up and down, pack and order, reorder. It's been a hassle, but still it's been so much fun doing this entire thing for people that I've enjoyed it. So you can check out the page, and you can text me, you can send me a DM there, so that we know that a lot more people are interested, and then I will speed up the number of times I am conducting these workshops. The idea behind the workshops is that people should be able to come and make good connections, first thing. Second thing is that they get to come into a sense of play, and they're able to work with different materials. Right now it's leather. See, you don't get to work with these materials on a daily basis. So you don't want to cut, paste, stitch, whatever, right? You don't get to do this on a daily basis, and those are the experiences I want to get to people. It's semi-premium-ish, not very premium, but semi-premium-ish, and I want to get these kind of experiences to people so that they understand that they can come, use their hands and mess with things, and then they can still come out with a good product. While doing this, they can have good conversations, and I love conducting these workshops. If you are interested, you can check this out. We are going to come up with newer ideas. There are a couple of ideas in the pipeline, and sorry, keep looking up because there's some noise. There are newer ideas that's coming up in the pipeline, and I want to be able to share those ideas with you as well. With regard to this particular section, I want to make it more behind the scenes vlog-ish, so that when I'm setting up these things, when I'm thinking behind the scenes on how I'm going to do probably the logo, the branding, everything, so all of that is not done. I've just gotten up and run with it. And when I'm getting on to calls with people, and when I'm trying to speak to vendors and things like that, I just want to bring you along and take you along and see and almost discuss with you and learn with you on how I'm running this particular brand. on how I'm able to organize these workshops, what's my idea behind the workshop, because it's truly good. It's truly good. I try to discuss with a lot of people and then come up with really cool ideas, and I have a few cool ideas which I'll come up and I'll tell you in the next few videos. I want it to be more vlog style. I know I'm saying vlog, but I want it to be more BTS, behind the scenes. You can come and see what it takes to run it and what it takes to set this up. So yeah, that's my idea about this, and that's how I want to show this to you. Back to school. Okay, in this section, basically this is my two major sections. First one is solving a problem, second thing is back to school. This section I want to tell you vulnerably that I wanted to go study masters in the UK this year, and since then I ended up talking to a lot of students who are there, who are studying, and also I started talking to a lot of other people in the workforce as well. And the kind of answers I got for the questions I asked was not pushing me to take the degree anyways. And then I think the world also transitioned into a war economy kind of place. It was really sad, but now I feel like more than ever things are up and volatile. It feels like 2 or 3 people in this entire world could take decisions for most of us. And how sad that is. But yeah, so I wanted to study in the UK, firstly because it's a 1-year degree, and also the subjects I found there were really amazing. First thing was service design. I genuinely liked the subject because it was an extension of UX design, and I was already doing some parts of service design at work without knowing that it is service design. So to study it and to know it would have been so nice, because it would have taken off so much pressure from me of trying to understand if I'm doing this right or of sorts. And then is behavioral sciences. So I wanted to study these two topics in depth in the UK, but since everything is so up and volatile, I think I will not go through with the plan. Now, because I'm not going through with the plan, it doesn't mean that I don't want to study it still. So I want to do something like a self-study on these topics, and I want to be able to come and share it with you in a way that it'll be helpful for lots of people. Right. And then yeah, I want to do that kind of a self-study here, so it's beneficial for you guys as well, and it's beneficial for me because it holds me accountable to actually deliver something, because I think that's very important. The fact that you just learn is not important in this AI era. I think it's important to learn and then to be able to understand it and add your own perspective, like come up with original thoughts as you study. What does this make you feel? What do you think you can connect this to? Give other examples, come up with real original thoughts, and then be able to deliver it. And this is my way to deliver something, right? I can't catch hold of my friends and be like, please listen to me, I studied this topic today, and that's just unfeasible. But if there are 2-3 people here who are interested and who want to be able to listen to it, and I want to be that person here delivering those things, am I going to only double down on these 2 subjects? No, I will also learn multiple other things on the go and in depth. I will learn it for the other legs of my life or the other branches of my life. I will learn other minor topics, and I want to be able to come and share that here because delivery is important. Yeah, because you can see how long this video also is, right? I will have to snap quite a bit of it because yeah, it's long, and my delivery is long, so I want to be able to be productively able to deliver my thoughts without just rambling. So this will be mostly run like a personal curriculum. So I will have a personal curriculum where I'll be able to learn and form original thoughts and then deliver it well. I hope we get that, right? So this is all about back to school. This is one of my major things. So either we'll have a vlog-ish kind of video where I'm going to take you behind the scenes of the business thing that I'm running, but the second thing is I want to have a sit down video where we can learn. So it could be this setup, or it could be a little bit more better setup where we sit down and then we learn, and I can speak to you about the thoughts that I've had and I've formed. And then if you guys are interested, we can build a community and we can share thoughts with each other. So that's also open-ended. I'm not gonna try to control it right now. If this flows and if this is helpful, then okay, it works. So how I'm thinking about jack of all trades is I want it to be something, I wanted to almost be like as if I'm living in a maker's world, and that's what I wrote down here, that I want to live in a maker's world and try new hobbies. And also there's this concept of an analog basket, which I will definitely bring it up and I'll talk to you more about. Is I'm building myself an analog basket that sits next to my bed, so that every time I think of doom scrolling, I just know that the basket is there. There are unfinished things inside the basket, and I can pick it up and do that. So if I still want to watch something, then I still put a long form content, which is informative or for fun or whatever, and then I complete the hobby. Sometimes I just don't put on anything. I just go ahead and get into the hobby thing and do it. One thing I want to also tell you that I had the most fun, I think, last month, where I put on Gilmore Girls. I just found it randomly. I hadn't watched it till now. I'm like that. If it's overhyped, I don't watch it. I take a long time to watch it. But yeah, I was watching Gilmore Girls, and I learned how to crochet the last month, and I almost finished crocheting a sweater for a friend. Or not a sweater, like a cardigan for a friend. You can't even tell me. It was so much fun. Just the process of like crocheting, and the fact that I just learned it in a 6-minute video. That's all. It just took me a 6-minute video to learn this, and then I'm able to finish a sweater. That's crazy. I just have to finish the collar part of it, and the buttons part of it, and the ends of the hands. Just the finishing touches, and I have to learn that again and do it. But it was so much fun. And Gilmore Girls gave me all the feels. And I was in my room with like yellow light situation, and then like a dim yellow light, because I think the whole edit for Gilmore Girls is very retro yellow ish, right? And then I had so much fun crocheting, and it's like a core memory that just lives in my head, and it's like my happy place that I go and I put on Gilmore Girls and I crochet. It was so much fun, trust me. And I don't know if I can get crochet's workshops, but the analog basket thing has really worked for me, so I want to talk more about it. To our last minor topic, which is backstage and everything with content. You can see that I am making everything, all of these things as content, right? So I want to also talk about analytics, what worked for me, what didn't work for me, so we can learn from that. Any thoughts I have about a particular platform, because I could easily build, I could not easily, but I could definitely build more on Instagram. But I think that because I ramble so much and I have so many things to say, the 30-second thing on Instagram is just the most annoying thing. Or now I think they've moved it to 3 minutes or whatever, but like it's very difficult, and I have to chop off so many fun, interesting things, and I don't know, I just can't be myself. So even if it's going to be so many more minutes here, like 20 to 25 minutes here, or more than that, I have no idea. I have to still figure that out. But whatever, I have a good chunk of time, right? I don't want to primarily build on Instagram just because of this, because I want to be able to be myself and not have that chopped off one-off person on Instagram. Though I will be trying to build more on Instagram as well, and try to, because most of the people who book things for my workshop and things like that are from Instagram, right? So it's a great platform, but I don't want that to be my first platform. So I want this YouTube thing to be my backstage, where I'm actually able to come and express myself, speak about my ideas, speak about how I'm building this, and all of that. Okay, now in the end, so I want to be talking about my emotions, my thoughts behind this, the strategy behind this, and all of that. It's all of that for you to take, my friend. I want to do this with somebody. I want to do this with community, because I realize community is important. Building community is important. To rally behind other people is very important, and to have people rally behind you is very important. So I think this is my effort to do all of that. Okay, now I know this is almost at the end of the video, but I also want to give credit where credit is due. This inspiration for how this video has been shot has definitely come from a creator called Zena, and she's amazing. She's beautiful on YouTube. I love watching her videos. There are a few videos that are up, and I just love it. She did this she's the first person I saw do this kind of a video with a presentation and everything, and I just loved it. She did it, I think, 2 years back. You see how bad my execution is. That time I thought maybe I should just do a video like this, and now I'm executing it. My execution is really bad, and I'm working on it, and YouTube will hold me accountable. So it's very beautiful. She's really vulnerable, and she comes and she shares her presentations, and she is able to and she's really good. So try to go watch her. I will put up her handle in my description or wherever YouTube allows me to put it, because I'm that new to YouTube. No matter how many people say that, hey, people want to see behind the scenes, people want to see you making something from scratch, they don't want to just see the end product and all of that. no matter how much people say that, how many times people say that, I still was very concerned because I want all my ducks in a row before I start anything. This has been me every time, and that has only led to procrastination. It's not doing any good to anybody, okay? But the only creator that I've seen do this in person, and I love her videos, you know what? Each video is like easily 1 hour, 45 minutes, 50 minutes, and I grind through the entire video. I'm just like, girl, how good are you? Like, she's so good. And this is none other than Grace Andrews. If you don't know her, she's the brains behind Diary of the CEO, and she's like the content strategist, and she continues to do marketing and content strategy on YouTube. The original thoughts that come out from this person, the frameworks that she makes, I have no idea why she gives most of these things for free, but she has inspired me so much that I could even come and make this video. So yeah, I hope you love this video. I hope something about this made some difference. If you're gonna make similar videos, let me know. And I'm excited to do all of this with you. And if you in terms of study topics, if you have some really cool fun study topics that you want me to talk about and learn and talk to you about, then come, let's learn some things together, because I feel like if we learn things and memorize things, it's going to help us connect different ideas together. So these are the few things that I have to speak about. I know this is going to be so much fun for me to make, and I hope it's going to be as much fun for you to like get in and be as nerdy. I was not a nerd when I was not nerdy when I was growing up. I was like probably the child who sat in the last bench, who just tried to hide away from teachers and wanted to fade off in the background. Literally the Simpson fading off into the bush. That is literally me in every class. I was not involved and nerdy and things like that, and I genuinely regret it. And this is my way of getting back to my childhood and becoming nerdy and learning a lot more things than I possibly can, to connect a lot more dots and to be able to be more efficient. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I genuinely would love to hear your feedback on the comments or wherever you can get hold of me. All my Instagram handles will be there in the description. Hope you have a good day, and I'm excited to meet you in the next video ASAP.